You do everything exactly right, don't you? You pay your taxes on time, you diligently buy index funds every single year, yet you still feel stuck on a completely frustrating financial treadmill. Despite following every rule the mainstream gurus suggest, you watch the ultra-wealthy effortlessly multiply their fortunes. Meanwhile, you just tread water. It leaves you feeling completely exhausted, running a relentless race with absolutely no finish line. So why are you stuck while the wealthy just keep getting richer? Well, the truth is, the system feels completely rigged. And it feels rigged because you aren't playing the same game. The ultra-wealthy simply don't rely on a standard salary. Instead, they play a complex game, built entirely on exploiting legal loopholes and designing bespoke financial structures. They follow a highly exclusive, hidden playbook, and it's specifically designed to protect and multiply wealth indefinitely. This requires a vital shift in your perspective. Average investors buy assets and simply hope they appreciate. But the ultra-wealthy? They take a drastically different approach. They build complex structures to turn everyday expenses into massive tax deductions. By adopting this structural mindset, they transform normal financial liabilities into unbelievable economic power. They effectively weaponize the tax code for immense wealth creation. 5. All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to explore the 5 core principles of this exclusive playbook. We'll cover geographic arbitrage, art collateralization, litigation finance, sports shelters, and finally, family offices. Let's kick things off with Principle 1, geographic arbitrage. The wealthy literally use their passports as flexible financial tools. They actively chase favorable tax laws across the globe. 8. Take Puerto Rico's Act 60, for example. It is the ultimate modern tax haven, offering a staggering 0% tax rate. 4. 0. That rate applies to post-move capital gains and dividends for bona fide residents. 4. By simply moving yourself and spending 183 days there annually, you can legally keep 100% of your financial gains. 8. You see, global wealth actively shifts to protect its assets. For decades, the United Kingdom's non-dom system was heavily utilized. It let overseas millionaires live in London completely tax-free, but with that status expiring soon, the wealthy are rapidly packing up. They're moving to places like Italy, which currently offers a highly favorable 7% flat rate on foreign pensions. They simply follow the money to wherever they are treated best. Moving right along to Principle 2, art collateralization. Billionaires use breathtaking masterpieces as highly secretive financial instruments. Seriously, a $10 million Picasso rarely hangs in a living room. Instead, it's immediately shipped to a tax-free Freeport warehouse in places like Geneva or Luxembourg. Because it never officially enters the country, no sales taxes or import duties ever apply. Then, they borrow against that art at rock-bottom interest rates. They use that new cash to buy even more assets without ever triggering a capital gains event. It's a brilliant loop. Next up, Principle 3, litigation finance. Believe it or not, legal claims are now treated exactly like standard investable assets. In this $20 billion global industry, firms like Burford Capital advance the necessary cash for a plaintiff's legal fees. 2. In exchange for taking on this intense financial risk, the fund takes a massive 30 to 50% cut of any successful settlement. 8. Because they rigorously underwrite these cases, they win an astounding 90% of the time. This creates a highly lucrative legal machine. 8. The sheer stability of this asset class is unparalleled. Lawsuit outcomes depend entirely on strict legal merits. Because of this, these returns are completely uncorrelated to the stock market. 8. A judge's ruling really doesn't care what the Federal Reserve does next quarter. 8. This provides family offices with a perfect, bulletproof shield against everyday market volatility. It creates a completely insulated ecosystem of consistent profit. 8. Now, let's look at Principle 4, sports shelters. Billionaires use professional team ownership as a staggering personal tax shelter. 6. Through the magic of the roster depreciation allowance, owners can legally write off the immense purchase price of their teams. 6. They spread this massive deduction over 15 long years. 6. This creates massive paper losses that perfectly cancel out their other real-world income, meaning a billionaire owner often pays a lower tax rate than the working-class people selling hot dogs in their own stadium. It's absolutely wild. And finally, Principle 5, family offices. This is the absolute ultimate wealth management vehicle for the ultra-wealthy. By organizing as an LLC, LP, or S corporation, a family office actually qualifies as a legitimate business under IRC's Section 162(1). This specific government designation turns personal lifestyle expenses into legal business deductions. It allows them to deduct investment fees, staff compensation, and even the rent for their lavish office spaces. 1. They manage their massive fortune and seamlessly write off the immense costs of doing so. 1. Now, you might not have $2 billion today. You probably can't buy an NBA franchise tomorrow. But you absolutely must adopt the mindset of the 0.01%. The wealthiest people in the world don't just sit back. They don't passively hope their assets appreciate over time. Instead, they actively build complex structures designed to turn everyday expenses into deductions. They effectively transform their normal financial liabilities into absolute economic power. So I want to leave you with this one question. Are you ready to stop playing the game you were taught and start building the structures that actually create wealth?